Alright, we're on the draw again for round 2, and I don't think I can keep this hand. Like, it's very similar to the hand we kept in the last round, except that this one doesn't have a dredger. So, like, even if we would have to top deck a dredger for this cathartic, and even so, this hand is very slow on the draw, so I think I'm going to look for something better. Yeah, this is a little bit better. Neonate is interesting. Kind of want to keep that. That'll accelerate me a little bit more. Also, I guess protects me from a Thoughtseize, which looks like it might be coming down here. Oh, we've got, this looks like black-red hollow one. Okay, guess we'll see how this matchup goes. Probably not in great shape right now because this hand is not very strong just in general. Hopefully maybe his hand isn't that strong either. But him being on the play and us not having a very high velocity hand could spell trouble. Menace on that is pretty annoying also. Wait, what is this? Cycling Sackaland. What on earth? Okay. Forgot this card existed. Seems pretty bad, but I guess if you're going all in, you're going all in. It's a free cycler for Hollow One. Huh. That's actually kind of interesting. That's actually pretty good for me. So let's go ahead and, in response, pitch this Life from the Loam. And dredge it. Didn't hit another dredger, sadly. That would have been pretty nice if we hit like a... or whatever there. Stinkweed Imp. Just F6 here. See how many hollow ones he's got now. He can even get back his Flamewake Phoenix if he wants to here, because his Flameblade Adept is now big enough. Sort of an unfortunate turn of events there. Not only did we not end up with a dredger there, but we pitched our discard outlet. It's kind of the... and he has double hollow one. Yeah, that's just kind of the worst case scenario. So now we can get back a Flameblade Phoenix. I don't think there's any way back into this game for us. I'm just going to go ahead and scoop it up. It's way too fast of a start. Ugh, and it was on top. Alright, so, in the mirror, certainly want the ley lines. What else would I want? Don't need to do too much here. Maybe Lightning Axe to deal with one of his big guys, because his combo finish kind of involves just putting a big Gurmag Angler or Hollow One into play. Abrupt Decay doesn't do enough. Uvari Charm doesn't do enough. No clue what their sideboard looks like against me. If I want to bring in some kind of potential disruption in case he has some kind of graveyard hate of his own. Like a Nature's Claim or something like that. Nature's Claim also hits Hollow One. Destructive Reveille does the same thing. I don't want to dilute my deck too much though. Truma Conflagrate, I mean, for sure I want these. I think I'll do without the Lightning Axes on the play and just try to be faster. Maybe on the draw we can adjust, because I don't care too much about what he's doing as long as he's not hating me out. So let's bring this in also, and let's trim on like a Loam and... what else? I don't want to cut any of my discard, because I want to just try to be fast here. This kind of comes with the territory of not really studying opponents' deck lists and knowing what their hate looks like. I'm going to go without the Destructive Revelry for now. Like, just having a 1-of in my deck to hope to hit a hate piece seems a little bit loose. Like, if he has something hateful, he has it. Mostly just not knowing exactly what their sideboard plan looks like. This hand's fine. We've got a looting. A lot of times you end up with these hands where you just wish you could discard your entire hand on turn 1, or like most of it. I would love to have all three of these two creatures and the Conflagrate in my yard here. And if we draw a Dredger, that'll make things a little more complicated. Well, we didn't. So let's just pitch Bloodghast Amalgam, I suppose. It's funny because both, well, I guess not Goblin Lore, I don't think that affects both players, but Burning Inquiry works on both sides, which is actually a benefit for me. If I have a Dredger or two in the yard, then it's pretty bad for him to cast a Burning Inquiry. Another Flameblade Adept. Turn too late there. Might be good eventually, but I think it might be too slow now. Well, not much choice here. Guess I'm just gonna play Stomping Ground tapped. Get back Amalgam. Then Conflagrate for 0. Pass the turn. Not having a Dredger here is pretty annoying. Kinda just have to hope to get the job done with what we have here. Maybe we do need the Lightning Axe after all, because his primary way of stopping us seems to be to just put a giant fatty into play and use it to block. Which, I mean, in general is not a great plan, but this game it's going to be pretty annoying. Let's see how much he's able to go off here. Black mana. Is this like a collective brutality maybe? No. Which is Angler and land. Is there a hollow one? Take some damage. Maybe a post-combat Tassiger? Nothing. It's interesting. Neonate's not great. Alright, so I guess I'm just gonna flashback Faithless Looting here. There's not much more I can do. I can play a Neonate also. I think regardless, let's start by attacking. Not too concerned about my own life total here. Is this a Lightning Axe? Lightning Bolt. Okay, it's fine. Get that back later. So let's... Could fetch a Blood Crypt, but I don't think I'm probably not going to be casting this Leyline this game. I might, though. Probably should leave that option open, even at the cost of 2 life. Let's go ahead and looting. But more than likely I'm just going to pitch this ley line, depending on what we find. Looks like my client's lagging here a bit. There we go. Thug plus blood gas. That's pretty good too. Let's pitch those two. And pass. Maybe he's sitting on a surgical. We just haven't presented enough reason for him to use it yet. I don't know. Can't really afford to play scared in any reasonable scenario here. See what he's working with. Hopefully just like a flashback faithless looting and that's it. Big Gurmag Angler. And 1 damage. Okay, this is manageable. Don't really care what he's up to as long as my graveyard doesn't get messed with. Let's dredge this Golgari Thug. Narcomoeba, that's not bad. Again, the fact that he's pausing and all that makes me think he might have some kind of interaction coming. Let's think. Let's attack with Bloodghast. Not that it matters much. Maybe we can trick him into not blocking. That's curious. Just throwing away a card for no reason. So let's play Bloodstained Mire. Get back these blood gas. Then I'll cast Neonate. And I'm not going to use it right away, because I'm going to play into block and then sack post-combat. At this point I do need to worry a little bit about my life total with a giant 5/5 in play. So another Fatal Push. On the Narcomoeba, that's interesting. Sure. Makes sense, I guess. We're getting close now to being able to shoot him down. If we're able to find like a Life from the Loam or something, we can combo that with the Conflagrate to finish him off. So I don't think he can get too aggressive. He only has 2 cards in hand. Surprised that he kept Fatal Push in. Maybe that indicates that he doesn't have enough graveyard hate. But that just doesn't generally seem like a good plan against me. I don't think they play a main deck either. It's very curious. So I'll block the 5/5. And then sack, discarding the Thug. Dredge. See what we find. Ooh, found some goodies. 2 Narcomoebas and a Prized Amalgam. It's real nice. No other dredgers though. Now I gotta think if I want to sack this Bloodstained Mire or not. I do have another land in hand, not that I want to play it much. Mostly I just want to be able to potentially save myself a life if I want to hardcast this Leyline of the Void. He does know about it now, so it's not like I'm going to hide information from him. The benefit to not sacking it would be to save it for future Bloodghast activation at instant speed. Right now we're attacking for 12. Don't think I'm casting Leyline either way next turn. Let's just untap. We'll attack. So he goes to 1 if he has no removal. If he has 1 removal spell, he can kill a Amalgam and go to 4, in which case this Conflagrate is still lethal. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Red. Red. Whoop. Again, we are hindered by this stupid overlay. Red. Red. Discarding 4. There we go. Okay. So now I think I want the lightning axes for sure. Don't need to bring in Destructive Revelry, I don't think. So I'll trim on like another Conflagrate, I guess. Conflagrate could be good though, just to like X's 5 on turn 3 or whatever to take down a fatty. It's not ideal, but bring in the lightning axe, maybe I can trim on one of the slower pieces like Cathartic. And then 1 copy of... I don't want to trim too many of my dredgers. Maybe I'll cut Haunted Dead, maybe that's a little bit slow on the draw. And the lightning axe gives us an additional discard outlet, so we won't need it as badly. Can live with that. This hand's solid. Missing the second untapped land, but this is still a keep. He mulliganed. He kept on, or he kept the hand and he kept it on top. Okay. See what we've got. Burning Inquiry, pitched up a Dredger, that's not bad. It milled our untapped red, but luckily we drew another one. Although unfortunately that is a potential green source gone. So we'll have to be careful about that. We'll dredge. Ooh, that's a lot more lands in my yard than I was hoping for. Shock, Faithless Looting. Interesting. I kind of want all these cards in my yard, unfortunately. And not only that, we don't have a second untapped land for this Cathartic, so that Burning Inquiry actually kind of screwed us there. So I might just want to pitch Bloodghast Prized Amalgam. Turn 2, we'll just play tap land. Like, we'll draw naturally off the top. If we find untapped land, then great. If not, we can play tap land and then play into Cathartic the turn after. Since I'm planning to take a natty draw, I'll just pitch these two. It's a little unfortunate, but price of doing business with Burning Inquiry. Chaos reigns. Very macabre, that's pretty rude. I assumed he had some sort of graveyard interaction. My best draw here would probably be like another Copperline Gorge. Oh, a Burning Inquiry. Oh, we found a Green Saurus. And we pitched a couple Dredgers. So that Burning Inquiry went much better for us. Now I'm assuming there's going to be like a Gurmag Angler here. He only has 2 cards in hand though, so I'm not too concerned. It is big though. Alright, we're gonna need to get a green source so that we can cast Future Life in the Loams, so we'll shock ourselves. Definitely pitching the Amalgam, and then I guess just Stinkweed Imp. One, 2, 3. No more Narcomoebas, unfortunately. Pass the turn. There's 1 Bloodghast, though. So I think I'm just going to be on chump block duty here for a little bit. Cycle. Hopefully he's not able to present any more major threats for a little bit. Bloodghast is fine. I'll just chump block. So let's loam, or dredge loan rather. Okay, decisions. Thinking about just hard casting a Golgari Thug and continuing to chump. And we can just like set up a loop of Golgari Thug blocking. But here we'll just play land, get back Bloodghast, which will bring back a couple Amalgams. Hard cast a Thug. Pass the turn. I think we're in pretty good shape, actually. We've got pretty much... okay, sure. So we'll have Thug put... I guess I can put Narcomoeba on top. And then just dredge the Thug and get the Narcomoeba. It's pretty solid. So we're going to take some damage here, but that's okay. We'll go to 8. He only has 1 card in hand. He has another card here. Cycle, sure. Cycle, okay. He's pretty low now. So now he can't attack with the Gurmag Angler if he didn't find anything. Whoop. Go away, please. Interesting. He must have found a removal spell then. Let's dredge, get the Narcomoeba back. Okay, he just did the math wrong. I think he was in bad shape that game anyway, but sweet, 2-0.